Hi, my name is Haley Canales. I'm in my junior year of college, but this is only my second semester at ASU. I'm here through Starbucks Scout program, and it's been amazing so far. My two key takeaways from this course: number one was supporting families, bringing them along in change and ensuring that they are as educated as possible, encouraging their opinion during the season of changes, equipping them with resources, and allowing them a safe space to ask questions and feel heard. It allows the children to benefit in learning both inside and outside of the classroom when educators and parents can work together. In my experience with my parents, when my sister was battling a disability in the education system, they had a lot of questions that were unanswered. They weren't given a lot of resources. And I think as an educator, being able to provide families of children with disabilities resources that help them understand just what exactly is going on and what changes need to be made, but also why we're making those changes. Setting goals with parents so that they can see as their child hits the markers that are necessary to get them where they need to be in their education can definitely help create that safe space for both the teacher and the parents and the child. Number two is changing instruction to support inclusion promoting, goal adjusting, and assessment, making sure all students feel included by lesson planning for adaptions while ensuring all children are getting the best learning experience possible. I think that this is something that I didn't really think much of before this class, but throughout this class, I realized just how important it is to make adaptations to our lesson planning and our instruction, but also making sure that when you do make those adaptations, the other 20 kids are still getting what they need from the lesson, as well as the two or three children with disabilities that you may have getting what they need from the lesson as well, and really just sitting down and making the time and planning as an instructor for what is going to work best in your classroom and get everybody to the end goal. For my personal growth, it's influenced my approach by allowing me to see how much planning and adaptation goes into the lessons. It also did highlight the need for support from schools, other teachers, and parents, as well as the need to utilize all available resources. Like I said, I didn't really think much about the adaptation of the instruction prior to this class, but now I see that it is really important to make sure that you are in an environment where you are being supported by other teachers and by your administration staff, as well as parents. It takes an entire team to be able to make sure that these kiddos with disabilities are able to learn and unlock their full potential and use all of their capabilities towards their education. And as an instructor, it's really important for us to use our resources. They're there for us to use. So making sure that everybody is on the same page and we're all using the resources to make sure we carry along the kids to success. For practice, how can it be applied in the real world? My goals after graduating is to be a dyslexia interventionist or help kids learn to read that struggle with dyslexia. And my learnings have impacted this from reading my yellow digs with other classmates, sharing their input. One of the most impactful things that I saw throughout my readings on Yellow Dig was the use of audiobooks. I thought that that was pretty cool. It was an adaptation for somebody who struggled with ADHD, I believe, but in my case, it would really closely relate to children who struggle with dyslexia, and allowing the kid to read the book while also listening to the audiobook so that as they're struggling reading words, they can hear the words and make the connections on their own. I thought that that was a really cool idea, and I think that it can be applied in my field of practice and help the kids move forward in their reading. My most impactful project has been my group inclusion project. I really enjoyed getting to watch all of the videos on the Yellow Dig, although I didn't get to all of them. The ones that I did watch were really information rich. I enjoyed learning the new information, the resources, the laws, and the adaptations to help students feel valued and prioritized in education. I also really enjoyed working with my group. I thought that they had a lot to share about our topic, which was autism, and it just allowed me to have a new view and outlook on disabilities and how I'm prioritizing the children and making sure that I do know about the whole, I guess, scope of the disability, how it affects the students and their cognitive abilities, their physical abilities, the laws, the resources. It was a really cool thing to get to see and get to learn. And then for my course reflection, I really enjoyed this course. I actually liked getting to provide a PowerPoint or some kind of reflection from each module. I thought that that helped me be able to relate my thoughts and my process on each of the topics and the subjects into one file, one submission. And it was really cool to get to go back throughout the semester and remind myself of the things that I've learned, especially for my group inclusion and this project as well. Just kind of reflect off of what I learned. And I really enjoyed that it was all savable and able for me to just go back and look. And then my advocacy going forward has changed tremendously. I think I realize how important it is for somebody to be a voice for children with disabilities, and more than just the children, be a voice for the parents and make sure that what is needing to get done is getting done. And if nobody else, I can. I think it's definitely impacted my outlook on children with disabilities and the importance of helping them achieve goals. I've enjoyed my time in this class. Thank you.